I'm writing this because I don't know how much time I have left. And there are things you need to know. Things I should have said when I still had the chance to say them to your face. Block 2 main script. I'm sitting in your old room right now. The one you grew up in. The walls are still the same pale blue we painted together when you were 7. You wanted pink. I said blue. It was better. I didn't ask why you wanted pink. I just decided. That's how most of it went, wasn't it? Me deciding. Me thinking I knew better. Me being too proud or too tired or too scared to just listen. There's a crack in the ceiling above where your bed used to be. You used to trace it with your finger when you couldn't sleep, making up stories about rivers and roads and escape routes. I never asked about those stories. I should have. I should have sat on the edge of your bed and asked where those roads went. Maybe I would have learned something. Maybe I would have known you were already planning to leave long before you actually did. The house is quiet now. It's been quiet for 3 years. Your mother says I should move on. She says I should stop coming in here and sitting in the dark like this. But this is the only place where I can still feel you, where the air still holds some memory of who you were before I push you away. I remember the day you were born. The nurse put you in my arms, and you were so small, so impossibly small, and I was terrified. I thought if I held you wrong, if I breathed wrong, if I did anything wrong, you would break. So I held you carefully. Too carefully. I held you like you were made of glass for 18 years. I held you so tight, I forgot to let you grow. I forgot you needed room to become whoever you were meant to be. I just wanted to keep you safe. That's what I told myself. But the truth is I wanted to keep you mine. You started pulling away when you were 15. I told myself it was normal. Teenagers rebel. They push boundaries. They need space. But you weren't rebelling. You were suffocating. I just couldn't see it. Or maybe I did see it and I didn't want to admit I was the one holding you underwater. There was that night you came home late from Emma's house. You were crying. Your mascara was running down your face in black streaks and you looked so scared, so lost. You tried to tell me something. You sat down at the kitchen table and you opened your mouth and I saw you gathering courage like someone about to jump off a cliff. And I cut you off. I told you it was late. I told you we'd talk in the morning. I told you to go to bed. We never talked in the morning. You never tried to tell me again. I think about that night constantly. I think about what you were going to say, what you needed from me. I play it over and over, rewriting it, imagining a version where I sit down across from you and I just listen, where I reach across the table and hold your hand and I say it's okay. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out together. But I didn't do that. I was tired. I had work in the morning. I had my own problems. I didn't have space for yours. That's the thing about being a father. You think you have time. You think there will always be another moment, another conversation, another chance to get it right. You think you can fix it later when you're less tired, less stressed, less angry, less afraid. But later never comes. Later turns into never. And never is where I live now. Take a moment. Breathe. If you're reading this or hearing these words, maybe you're carrying something similar. Maybe there's someone in your life you wish you had loved better. Maybe you're the daughter or the son, holding on to pain you don't know how to let go of. You're not alone in this. None of us are. If this is touching something in you, leave a comment below saying I understand. It's simple, but it matters. When someone else scrolls through and sees your words, they'll know they're not the only one. Sometimes that's enough to make it through another day. This space is for all of us trying to carry what feels too heavy to hold. The fights got worse after that night. You stopped trying to talk to me, and I stopped trying to understand. We existed in the same house like strangers, like roommates who resented each other. Your mother tried to bridge the gap, but there was too much distance by then. Too much unsaid, too much damage. You left for college, and you barely called. When you did, the conversations were short, functional. You'd ask about mom. You'd tell me you were fine. You'd say you had to go. I pretended it didn't hurt. I pretended I didn't notice you were erasing me from your life, one polite conversation at a time. Then you stopped calling altogether. Your mother said you needed space. She said you'd come around eventually. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that time would heal what I'd broken. But I knew better. I knew there are some things you can't take back. Some silences that become permanent. I wrote you letters. Did you know that? I wrote dozens of them. I'd sit at this desk by the window, the one that looks out onto the street, and I'd pour everything out onto paper. All the apologies, all the regrets, All the things I should have said when you were still here listening. But I never sent them. I was too afraid, too proud. I told myself you didn't want to hear from me. I told myself I'd just make it worse. So the letters piled up in the drawer. Unsent, unread, useless. Your mother got sick 2 years ago. You came home for that. You walked through that door and you looked so different, so grown. And for a moment I thought maybe this was it. Maybe this was our chance to fix things. But you didn't come home for me. You came home for her. You barely looked at me. When you did, your eyes were cold, polite. The way you'd look at a stranger you were trying not to be rude to. I tried to talk to you one night. You were sitting on the porch, alone, looking at your phone. I sat down next to you. I asked how you were really doing. You said fine. I asked if we could talk. You said there was nothing to talk about. I said I was sorry. You said it was too late for sorry. Then you went inside, and I sat there in the dark, feeling like I'd lost you all over again. Your mother recovered. You left the next day. You hugged her goodbye. You shook my hand. You shook my hand like I was your lawyer or your dentist or someone you'd never see again. Maybe that was the moment I realized you weren't coming back. Not really. I'd lost you for good, and it was my own fault. If you're still with me, still listening to this story, I want you to know something. This channel exists because stories like this matter. Because pain that stays silent becomes poison. If you felt even a fraction of what's in these words, you belong here. Subscribe if you want a place where it's okay to not be okay, where we don't pretend everything is fine when it's not. This isn't about numbers or notifications. It's about knowing there's a space where your pain is valid, where your story matters. Even if you never tell it out loud, you don't have to carry everything alone. I found out about the diagnosis 4 months ago. The doctor used words like aggressive and advanced and limited time. I heard him, but I didn't really hear him. All I could think about was you, about how I was running out of time to make things right, about how I'd wasted all the time I did have. I called you that night. You didn't answer. I left a voicemail. I didn't tell you I was sick. I just said I wanted to talk. You texted back 2 days later saying you've been busy. You asked if everything is okay. I said yes. I don't know why I lied. Maybe I thought if I told you the truth, you'd come out of obligation, out of guilt. I didn't want that. I wanted you to come because you wanted to see me, because you miss me, because somewhere underneath all the hurt and anger, you still loved me. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I started writing this instead. Not another letter to hide in a drawer. This, something you might actually see. Something that might reach you after I'm gone if it couldn't reach you while I'm still here. I want you to know I see it now. All of it. Every moment I chose work over you. Every time I said, not now, or maybe later, or when you're older you'll understand. Every door I closed instead of opened. Every time I made you feel small or wrong, or like you weren't enough exactly as you were. I see it all and it's killing me. Not the disease, the regret, the knowing that I had one job, one sacred responsibility, and I failed. I failed you. I wanted to be a good father. I swear I did, but I didn't know how. My own father was distant, cold, impossible to please. I told myself I'd be different, but I wasn't different. I was just a different version of the same thing. I measured your worth in grades and achievements and obedience instead of seeing you, instead of asking what you needed, what you dreamed about, what scared you, who you wanted to become. You used to draw. Do you remember that? You'd sit at the kitchen table with your colored pencils, and you'd draw these elaborate worlds, castles and forests and creatures I'd never seen before. You'd show them to me, and I'd glance at them for half a second and say, "That's nice, honey," before going back to my phone or my laptop or whatever seemed more important at the time. I didn't know those drawings were maps, that you were showing me the inside of your mind, inviting me in, hoping I'd stay a while and explore with you. You stopped drawing around the time you turned 13. I didn't notice. There's so much I didn't notice. I'm tired now, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. I've been sitting here for hours, watching the light change, watching shadows move across the blue walls. Outside, the neighborhood is waking up. People are leaving for work, kids are walking to school. Life is continuing like it always does, indifferent, relentless, beautiful in its ordinary cruelty. I don't know if you'll ever hear this. Maybe you will, and you'll feel nothing. Maybe the part of you that could still hurt over me is gone, cauterized by time and distance and self-preservation. Maybe that's better. Maybe you're happier now that I'm just a memory you've learned to live with, a scar that doesn't ache anymore. But if there's any part of you that's still angry, still hurting, still waiting for something from me, I want to say this. You were always enough. You were always more than enough. The problem was never you. It was me, my fear, my pride, my inability to be vulnerable, to admit I didn't have all the answers, to say I'm scared or I don't know what I'm doing or please help me understand you. I love you. I've always loved you. I just didn't know how to show it in a way you could feel. I thought providing for you was enough. I thought keeping you safe was love. I thought rules and discipline and preparing you for a hard world was what a father did. I didn't understand that you needed softness too, warmth, acceptance, room to fail without feeling like you disappointed me. If I could go back, I'd do everything differently. I'd sit on the floor with you and draw those worlds together. I'd ask about the roads in the ceiling crack. I'd listen to whatever you tried to tell me that night at the kitchen table. I'd tell you every single day that you were loved, that you were seen, that you were perfect exactly as you were. I'd choose you over work, over pride, over fear, over everything. But I can't go back. None of us can. We only move forward. My forward is running out. So this is what I leave you. Not money or possessions or wisdom, just the truth. The painful, useless, too late truth. I was supposed to be your safe place, and I became the thing you needed safety from. I'm sorry. I'm so desperately, completely sorry. For all of it. For every moment I got wrong. For every wound I inflicted without meaning to. For losing you slowly instead of holding on. You deserved better. You deserved a father who knew how to love loudly, messily, without conditions. I hope you found that love somewhere else. I hope you've built a life that feels like home. I hope you're drawing again. And I hope someday, maybe years from now, when this doesn't hurt anymore, you'll think of me and feel something other than anger. Not forgiveness necessarily. I don't deserve that. But maybe just a quiet understanding that I was broken in ways I couldn't fix. And I loved you in ways I couldn't show. And I'm sorry it wasn't enough. The light is different now. Golden. Late afternoon. I should probably eat something, but I'm not hungry. I think I'll just sit here a little longer in your room, in this blue that was supposed to be pink, and remember the sound of your laugh when you were small enough to think I was a hero. I wish I had been the father you needed me to be.